Okay, friends, Doc South here, and uh, I wanted to mention that let's say it would have been, about 105 years ago, I think, in that neck of the woods anyway. On November 11th, I guess the diplomats got together, perhaps with the help of the various generals from both sides of the trenches of no man's land back in World War One. I guess they all got together and decided that, okay, we're going to stop this war. It's ridiculous. Too many people getting killed. It's hideous. And I guess somehow or another, one way or another, they worked out that on the 11th day of the 11th year, the 11th month, the 11ths come into play here. Maybe even the 11th minute, and possibly even the 11th second. I don't know. That was when they were going to stop firing. I guess shoot like crazy up to that point, and then when the buzzer sounds and it's all 11s, goodbye war, and a good thing it ended because, frankly, people, it was like a meat grinder from what I hear to be in World War One. No war is good. I mean, they're all bad. I mean, it's not like you're throwing water balloons at each other. It's hideous, and especially back in those days, I don't think they had quite all the medical know-how that they needed to handle the hideous wounds that occurred during those battles in Europe back in that time. Um, it had to be for the doctors, the rescue people involved. It had to be a living nightmare, and even more so for the poor person suffering the wounds that came to both sides. War is not a good thing. It's I guess sometimes it's needed, if nothing else, to defend your country, but against aggression. But even even if you're the aggressor going on some noble cause, it's still gotta stink. Your buddies could get killed. You could get killed. You might never see home again. You got to really hand it to the soldiers that go out uh, to save their country, help their perhaps help a weaker country one way or another. Someone's going to get hurt. Someone's going to get killed, and you think about all the turmoil at back at home when the news comes, etc. It's a rotten thing, but at least the one thing that came out of World War One, I believe World War One, was Veterans Day. Uh, I believe it's the 11th day on the 11th month that we do that, where we celebrate Veterans Day by thanking our various military personnel. If you know someone who's a soldier or who has been a soldier, and frankly, I like to throw in fire companies and rescue people and the police also because they're up against it a lot. Rescue people, you might say, well, gosh, how can you get killed in an ambulance? Easy. you can you can get nailed in an ambulance. If nothing else, crack up the ambulance, bringing someone, you know, with lights and siren running to the hospital, and someone pulls out and a truck pulls out in front of you. Well, you may just buy the farm that day, and it's no, it's actually was a very dangerous um, thing to do. I know myself got into many a situation where someone with a knife or a gun didn't necessarily want me or my coworkers helping someone who they had just stabbed. They were that mad at the person, and they fight us off. We'd have to kind of back up a bit, or run around them somehow, or beat the baloney out of them, and take care of that injured person. It's and that's rescue, which is can be dangerous, but is probably, except for some of those ambulance runs, is a relatively safe thing to do. But you start getting into fires and police work, and then into the various things our soldiers do. It gets impressively worse as you go up the chain. And we really, especially on Veterans Day, but any day, it doesn't hurt to just have a kind word to the big guy about protecting those who are imperiled by the very fact that they're out there trying to help someone. There's an awful lot of people do an awful lot of good in that field. And it's not a bad day to say thank you. Okay? Anyway, I'll catch you later. I'm kind of stumbling over this particular video, but I think I'm going to let this one be the one I send out to the audience. It's funny how you have people. It's not funny, but it's good that we have people that look at a situation and say, this could be bad. Doing what hopping into this ambulance, climbing up that fire ladder, running out of this trench and towards the enemy trench, this could get ugly fast. And yet they go. And yet they go. Man, I don't know. That's pretty cool stuff. So anyway, again, thank a veteran. And again, I like to include those who, in civilian life, who also get out and do what they can to help. Again, by way of rescue, fire, or police work. And I hope I'm not missing anyone. I certainly don't mean to. But that's about all I can come up with now. And I guess that'll do for this video. I hope you'll take my heed, and if there is someone who has been out helping above and beyond the call of duty, not a bad idea to thank them. Okay? I'll see you later. God bless. God bless them all.